Okay, are you being a jerk or not? So people want to know here. In fact, somebody said, I was at the gym and I wanted to check the time, so I tapped on somebody's phone screen. You know how you tap on your phone screen? I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And then, boom, the time comes up. So they were at the gym and they want to know what time it was. They saw a phone that was sitting there face up and they went over and tapped it so they could get the time. And this woman who owned the phone, she flipped out on me. She ran over, started screaming at me right in the middle of the gym. I'm like, I'm sorry, I was just checking the time, but she did not care. Boy, did she cause a scene. Man, oh man. She said, you do not ever touch somebody's stuff and mess with something that does not belong to you. So is that really, am I a jerk for doing that? Is that a massive no-no?
I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. When he explained that he was just trying to check the time, she should have been like, all right, cool, it's fine.
She's like, oh no, you do not, that is not yours. You do not touch a stranger's stuff if it does not belong. It sounds like a mother thing, doesn't it?
If you go through life that high strung, you're going to be constantly upset.
Yeah.
Dude, chill out.
Okay.
She is a little too high strung.
So you don't think he's a jerk?
No, he was just hitting it to see what time it was.
Okay.
Like, as soon as he explained that, he wasn't trying to steal it.
Right. He just, I guess, didn't see it. And a lot of gyms that I've been to, they typically have a clock up on the wall. I guess maybe this one didn't, or else he was too lazy or not near it and didn't want to go find it. And he just saw the nearest thing, which was a dark phone sitting in front of him, tapped it, got the time, and he thought it was all good.
He will not be doing that again.
No. Probably not. I don't know. I think he's coming to us saying, because I think he's considering it. Be like, I mean, should it really be that big of a deal to tap somebody's phone just to get the time? It's not like I tried to break into the thing.
Look, you never know what some crazy lady at the gym is going through. And apparently, by touching her phone, you set her off.
Yeah.
So I would maybe recommend not doing that in the future because people are all set wonky these days. But
Right.
that being said, she's a maniac. Like, to yell at him and start berating him and screaming at him in the gym in front of everybody, when he explained to you that all he did was touch your phone to see what time it is, that's when you go, oh, okay, no problem. No, just enjoy your workout.
Yeah, I mean, she just might have been, she may have seen her phone, the anxiety being separated from, and then seeing a stranger walking over to it, thinking that he was going to take it. And so she probably is amped up for a confrontation, even if he just tapped it. And she doesn't know what he was doing.
Right.
She thought he was in there like some scammer trying to get her information and then send him all of her banking stuff.
If she was that far away from her phone, maybe he was tapping it to see if he could bring it up to the lost and found.
Yeah.
You know, if it looked like there was no owner near it.
That could
like,
be, yeah.
She needs to chill.
Okay, well, I asked the question, are you a jerk if you check the time on a stranger's phone? 78% of people said, yes, you are. Do not touch. Do not touch. They're like, you should either find a clock on a wall if you're at a gym, or you can ask somebody what time it is, but you do not touch somebody's phone. So I guess that answers your question.
Yeah, yes.
They said you are a jerk.
He will not do that again.
No, probably not. This person said, am I the jerk for not saying anything about getting free cable? It says, when my boyfriend and I moved into a new apartment a couple months ago, I noticed a cable coming from the wall, and for the heck of it, I plugged it into the TV, and voila, cable. I figured probably by the end of the day or the end of the week, we wouldn't have any more, but guess what? Weeks later, it's still on, and we're kind of split on what to do. You know, my boyfriend's like, well, their mistake, their loss, but I'm not so sure. It kind of feels like we're stealing, and we're not doing the right thing.
Some places it's included. I've lived in places where it's included in your HOA. Like you get the cable automatically. Maybe it's like that in this building and you just didn't know about it.
She said the one thing, though, is apparently they have an extended package on it. They get pretty much every single channel. And I don't know if they do that at residential stuff. And I think they're just afraid to ask. Maybe they do. And should you ask? But you ever had that situation where you think you're getting something good and you're afraid if you bring attention to it, all of a sudden that good thing is going to come to an end?
That is real.
I think that's where they are with it. Like they love it. They love the fact that they got this cable and this cable package.
Don't say anything. Just ride this out.
Okay.
As soon as you go say something, your free cable may go away.
You're not a jerk.
You're not stealing it. You didn't hook it up.
Okay. Well, people like Brian are saying it's a gift. Let it ride.
Yeah, let it ride.
If somebody has done something, their mistake, and it inconveniences you, where you have to go out of your way to try to alert somebody that you're getting something for free, then it's not really that jerky of a thing to do.
Yeah, you don't have time for that.
Okay, all right. And one person wanted to know if they're a jerk for their theory on tipping here. And they said, my husband and I were being served by a young girl at a nice restaurant. When my husband's steak appeared, it was cooked wrong, had the wrong vegetable on the plate as well. And so we mentioned it to our server, and she simply said, oh, I'm sorry. And then she just walked away. Never offered to make it right. We were not comped for getting the wrong order. And on our bill, we decided to only tip her 10%. Now, we normally tip 20%, but we thought since only one of us had a good experience, all because of the server, when she only deserved half of what she would have received, went about her business. Never offered to take it back or to comp us for a meal he did not enjoy. Would anyone call us out and call us a jerk for this logic?
She just said, oh, I'm sorry, and kept it moving.
Kept on moving, and they're like, all right, well, we want to support servers, but that is not how you react to somebody who got the complete wrong order.
That says to me that she's young and inexperienced and doesn't really know what she's doing, which, there's a lot of the workforce that is young and inexperienced. I mean, in that moment, you could have made it a teaching moment and just said to her, hey, usually when you do the steak and the sides all wrong, you got to bring it back to the kitchen and figure out, how to get the right meal that we ordered back to us. Like, that's how it works. But, don't be mean to her. Let it be a teaching moment for her.
They are probably feeling like leaving less of a tip is the message to say, okay, wow.
She might not get that message either if she's this dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to her, but as far as like the whole, sliding scale of dumb to smart for a server, this is pretty dumb. So she might not understand that you're leaving her 10% as a punishment for not switching out the meal to the proper thing you ordered.
True. And then on the other side, you could say, well, you're like, don't tell me how to do my job.
No, I mean, she's got to be told how to do her job. Somebody's got to tell her. Either you tell her
manager?
Or you tell the manager what happened, and the manager can tell her. You can be sweet about it, though.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a douche.
I just hate being in these situations
But
where it's like, ugh.
She obviously doesn't know how things are supposed to work in the restaurant. So this can be a teaching moment for everybody, for her and for her management team that didn't train her properly.
Yeah.
You can still be sweet and leave her 20% and send her on her way feeling good about the interaction.
Saltiva's saying you just got to ask for a manager. Why would you just take the wrong meal? You're never entitled to do that. If you're paying for something, it should be the way that you ordered it. And
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with you sticking your neck out to say, hey, I'm going to pay for this, but this isn't what I ordered.
There's nothing wrong with you speaking up and saying, hey, this isn't correct, and that's not how we do things. When it's incorrect, we get the kitchen to fix it, and then we tip her 20% when we help her learn instead of just being quiet and not handling it right.
88% of people say you're not a jerk for only leaving her the 10%. But, they are also just saying that to do it right, you should have just let her know that, hey, this isn't right. Can you take this back so we can get another one? If she's like, oh, I'm sorry, and she just keeps going.
It might be her first day.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe.
The workforce is tough out there, Kev. It's hard to find good people.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ Show.